Hey, peeps! Welcome to a Man United. Oh, sorry. Winners, forgetting themselves now. Welcome to another Football Gods installment. With my guys that are yet to taste the trophy yet. How's it, guys?
What do you mean yet to test a trophy?
People win one trophy in 6 years. Now it's you went at
This is
the
And
end of it.
they forget Arteta in his first year won a trophy and a much more important trophy than a Carabao.
hey, bruh.
With the
The
West
past,
team.
the past is the past. You're not celebrating that FA Cup as we speak. You still want a cup right now. Right? If the season ends now, you're not gonna go and celebrate. Hey, we won FA Cup 2 seasons ago. You'll be so disappointed. But it can end now. I have a cup. It can end now.
Well, if the
A
season ends now, we
Carabao
win
Cup.
the league. So I don't know
Okay.
what you say.
But yeah, I guess you guys are not gonna congratulate me. It's fine. We'll
No,
just
well
move.
done.
Well done,
Well
guys.
done. Well done.
Okay.
You guys
Thanks.
deserve it.
Thanks, guys. No, it's an unfamiliar feeling for the past 6 years, guys. We haven't won anything. So please, yeah, indulge us. It's I mean United that's actually competitive is good for the league, eh? The tolls become
True.
nicer if you don't win, right?
No. Think about it. He's actually right. I'm just thinking about it from a financial perspective.
Yeah, you need to be, yeah, financially viable. But I guess that was the biggest story of the weekend, but also the the league itself. You know, there was quite some talking points, some fitting results over the past weekends. But just starting from the top, yeah, Arsenal versus Leicester, a testing game. You guys were not so confident last time around, but what does this result mean for you? Maybe starting with you, Gamza.
Yeah, man. Those are the type of results champions need. You don't have to win with a 4-0 margin. At this point of the game or of the season, you need to be just winning 1-0s, 2-0s, 2-1s. Those should be your scores. Don't overexert yourself. But I love the fact that Arteta changed things up in the attacking lineup. Because we've been saying for the past 3 games that attacking force has lacked that edge or threat. This time around, using Trossard as false nine, that was just a brilliant move because that allows your wingers to actually come in. And there's an interplay between Trossard and Saka and Martinelli, which Eddie does not offer. That's the reality. Eddie, Eddie plays like Eddie, and we need to respect him, and we should stop trying to change Eddie. Eddie is a goal poacher, nothing else. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's just who he is, and each player has limitations. His limitation is a lack of interplay. And we need to just accept that. And that's fine. And that's why he's a backup striker, even though he's on 100K a week, which annoys me, but we'll pass that. We'll look past that.
100K.
All I'm saying, yeah, it's on 100K pounds a week. AD. AD is not yet to play, bro.
Yeah.
He's getting his money.
Hectic.
I mean, it's
It is
wild to
challenging.
think. It's wild to think that Eddie is he any more than Saka at the moment? I think so. I think Eddie might be any more than Saka, but that's not the point. The point is we are 2 games away from having Gabriel Jesus. That's the real important point. I need Jesus for that Man City game. I need Thomas Partey for that Man City game. But let's congratulate Jorginho. Jorginho has been outstanding.
100%.
How much did we spend? 13 million, 12 million. Flip.
Yeah,
He's
around
outstanding.
around that amount. He's actually getting you guys over the line. It's like it is like the experience factor that you guys need.
He's a champion, man. And I mean, if you look at our team, to be honest, we only have 3 real champions, which is Gabriel Jesus, Zini, and Jorginho. And we just needed a champion in each position. So we have a champion in defense, we have a champion in midfield, we have a champion in attack. They know when the going gets tough what you have to do. And I am glad Jorginho is doing that. And to a certain extent, Partey can learn a few things from him.
Yeah. Dogo, your take?
Yeah, I agree with all of the things that Gawds has said. At this point, 3 points is 3 points, bro. At this time, like Fergie calls it, squeaky bum time, really. Because I mean, 2/3 of the season gone. It's the final third now. It's what 13 games, 14 games to go. So it's just about the results at this point, you know. And I think what I liked about the game on Saturday is even though I think, I mean, that was a very comfortable 1-0. You won't find a more comfortable 1-0. Leicester didn't even have a shot on target. That's how comfortable it was. So I just like the fact that we went back to basics in the sense that we're just defensively solid, you know, before being free flowing. Because in the last few weeks, we've conceded far too many goals. And I mean, we were the second best defensive team behind Newcastle. We were conceding less than a goal a game. So I think that is our foundation to our good form in the first half of the season. You know, so I think in the last few games we've just gone a bit crazy, just trying to blow teams out of the water, and we've been getting caught on the break a few times. So on Saturday, it was good that we're just like, yo, first and foremost, we don't concede a goal. And then secondly, we control the game, we control the tempo. Jorginho, as you said, was amazing at doing that. And then obviously, like, I mean, we've got good players. So we always create 2, 3, or 4 chances. And the most important thing is to score at least one of them, like I said, and not concede any. So we did that. Everton next, I hope we can do the same. And yeah, like I said, at this point, it's just about the result and fundamentals. So I'm really happy with the result and the performance on Saturday.
Yeah, what do you think about the disallowed goals?
Or the
VAR
Trossard goal?
disallowed. Right. Bro, an amazing goal gone to waste.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's one
VAR.
of those like. Sorry, go ahead.
Now I'm saying VAR is just not having a good time.
Yeah, because Mina, like I can understand why that's disallowed, even though I think it's very soft, right? Because I mean, they didn't hold him to a fact where the keeper couldn't contest the ball, which he did contest and he won. I mean, he punched the ball away. So I don't think it was like our goal wasn't a direct result of that low hand holding that was going on there. So it's one of those, okay, fine. You can understand, even though you don't agree. The Saka penalty thing, that one, I think, I mean, that's a clear penalty, really. Whether or not you trip by mistake, which is what everyone has said, no, he tripped by mistake. Yes, fine, it's a mistake, but the fact is, by your tripping, you now fouled our player. I mean, most fouls are mistakes anyway, right? Like everyone tries to win the ball, then they don't. It's a mistake. It's a foul. So that's my only thing. Also, this like VAR must decide what they mean when they say clear and obvious error, because I think that's where a lot of these mix-ups are coming from. Because some things get checked, some things don't get checked. Because that first goal, just to go back to it, sorry, was that a clear and obvious error? I don't think so. Right. That penalty thing, that one doesn't get checked. I think that's a clear and obvious one. So it's one of those things where it's like that definition is really going to ensure that we continue having these kinds of debates.
Mm.
That's so true.
Anyway.
Yeah, they clear an obvious debate. It's still, sorry for reusing the term. It's not clear, like when it applies to your point. That and it needs to be. It's like even with the offside rule as well. Like we were saying, interfering with play. They need to like. I know some stuff you need to be subjective, but they need to remove the debate and be straight. Like even with this handball thing, that like a natural position, the momentum and all of that. It opens up a lot of debate. Whereby in the past,
Yeah.
if it hits your hand and you're in the box, it's a handball. Like doesn't matter if it's
Mhm.
unnatural. You just know straight up. You're in the wrong. So yeah, I don't know. I think like you alluded to, though, it seems as if EPL are trying to add like an entertainment factor with the VAR because you don't see such in like other leagues, like such
Mm.
debatable, decisions. It seems like it's EPL whereby, maybe it's because of more focus, but the entertainment factor as well, you can think there's an element of that that's coming into this picture.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about the most obvious one that I really want to talk about? The
Which
big
one?
elephant in the room, Graham Potter. I don't want to even say Chelsea. Graham Potter.
Yeah, and kudos to Ntogo for the Bournemouth, right? Man
Oh,
City.
yeah.
Yeah, we can go over that one quickly, but yeah, I know Graham Potter guys. What do you guys think, man? Do they give him more time? Like, can a better manager do a better job than him with so many, influx of players? What do you do? If so Togo, you are a Chelsea owner, objectively, I know you want Potter in for your own reasons, but let's be objective now. What do you
I'll try
do?
my best.
Yeah.
I'll try my best. It's I think it's a very tricky one, right? Because I think it depends on like what Chelsea have brought Potter in to do. Because on one hand, yes, they say they want a long-term project, blah 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 blah. So what does that entail? Does that mean they want to basically, have a model like sustainable, like spending and that kind of thing, which all of these signings don't suggest. Because by spending so much money, you're basically trying to speed up the process of something, right? You want your returns on your investment as soon as possible. So that's even though yes, I guess these expensive players that they're spending on are young players, but in a sense, it's still an expectation because of the price tag that they're going to hit the floor running. So I'm still kind of confused as to what Chelsea are trying to do in that sense. But back to your question, look, I think Potter is a good coach. All jokes aside, I don't think he's a championship winning coach. Like, I don't see anything in him that says, I think this guy can become someone to compete with the Peps and the Klopps. Or and I know Klopp is now going through his own thing, but you know what I mean. Um, so I would give him more time because I think Chelsea have just written off the season as it stands. So I would at least give him until um, the end of the season. See if there's some kind of improvement, at least in playing style. Sometimes when you're having a rough patch, the results don't come, but let at least there be some kind of playing style where you can see signs that, okay, we are going somewhere. So the problem with Potter right now is that I don't think anyone is seeing either. So no one is seeing the results. Obviously, no one is seeing a playing style to be like, okay, this is what we are moving towards. So that's why it's making it very hard to defend him. So yeah, to be quite honest with you, I really don't know. But I would say at least give until the end of the season.
Yeah. And Kamza, your side?
You know how I feel about Potter. Out. Like objectively, Potter must go. Chelsea must just swallow their pride, pick up the phone, call Thomas Tuchel, and say, "We are sorry for firing you. Please come back home." It's as simple as that. But you know what? Maybe just to be a bit more sensitive about it, let's use Mikel Arteta as an example. When Arteta came in, yes, he won a trophy in the first year, but that doesn't count. His real season was second season, right? His second season was the real season, like baptism of fire. But the difference between Potter and Arteta, right? Judging them with their first real baptisms of fire, Potter was given 500 million pounds plus of players. And that's ignoring the fact that he had already quality of players in the team. You know, that team won Champions League. We are talking real players, bro. You know, he had Jorginho. Well, now he's gone, but he had Jorginho, Thiago Silva, Mendy, keeper. Chilwell was already there. Who am I forgetting? Reece James was there. Mason Mount was there. Loftus-Cheek was always been there. Chabolo has always been there. Who else am I forgetting? Havertz was there. Yes, Havertz was there, and we all know how I feel about Havertz, but he was there. You know, he won the Champions League. So that team,
these guys.
That team is, So my point is that team is able to win championships, but you had a team that won the championship, in fact, the Europa Championship, and then you had 500 million of players plus, 500 million pounds plus of an influx of players that are supposedly future stars. Some of them are currently on the path. Some are still like they're on different places on the curveball. No?
Yeah.
However, you get this group. Cool. Not an issue. But my question is, what evidence do we have that he can synthesize a team? We can't use Brighton as an example. Brighton is a system already. He was just a plug and play there, you know? And if we want to use Brighton as an example, when Graham Potter left, that's what's his name?
Zerbi, yeah.
Yeah, that guy came in. Brighton started playing good football. Yes, they still kept to the system, but they played good football because that's a manager with identity. And that's a manager implementing that in the team. And it has not taken him a whole season to do so. The point is, I don't see who Graham Potter is. I don't know what Graham Potter stands for. All I see is this quiet dude whenever it's match day. I don't even think he shouts at the players or he loses his mind. I don't know who Graham Potter is. And if I don't know who your manager is and the character of your manager and the style of your manager, we won't see it in the team. That's my issue.
Do you think that's the difference between the good managers and the great ones? The fact that beyond tactics and ideas and whatever, personality is what it boils down to. The fact that are you able to command respect from your players?
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's an element of that.
Yeah.
The best managers demand. Okay, sorry, Debo. Sorry, no. The exceptional managers that I have seen, and I'm going to mention them, like Sir Fergie, Wenger, Pep, and Jose. I'm going to use those four managers, as well as Klopp, actually. The number one thing for them is discipline. Number one, discipline. Number two, they manage egos. How do you do that without some form of personality?
That's so true.
And maybe he lacks the experience because he has never been put in a situation like that. Maybe he is David Moyes when David Moyes went to Man United straight from Everton. Maybe that's what's happening to him. You know, they were never given the opportunity to do so. So maybe let's give him the full season and probably half of second season to see what he can do, what Graham Potter will be, what Chelsea will be under Graham Potter. Maybe he just needs that experience.
Yeah, because I mean, maybe I'm giving us as fans too much credit because I think even as a fan, sometimes you're able to sense something, even just from the press conferences or just watching them on the touchlines. Like, yo, I can understand why players respect this guy. You know what I mean? Because even like as a rival fan, like I like Klopp. You know what I mean? I like Jose Mourinho. I like Fergie. Like there were things about them that I was like, yo, I would want to play for this guy, kind of thing, where I don't feel the same like aura, if that's the correct word, from the likes of your importers. Even like someone like Nagelsmann at Bayern. Like Bayern are competing for the title with Union Berlin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they really like Bayern by now have normally won the league already by much. You know, Bayern is like done. So even him, like fine, Bayern will still win the league under Nagelsmann, but even him, as talented as he seems, like tactically, I'm also not sure he's got that personality to be one of the greats kind of thing. So I think it's a very interesting part of being a manager.
That's true.
Being like showing personality doesn't mean screaming on the touchline, going crazy. We are not saying that, you know.
Yeah.
I just feel like Graham Potter, sorry for being this blunt. I just feel like Graham Potter is like a white canvas, literally a white canvas. Like he is a textbook manager. Like, bro, that guy doesn't show any emotion. Like, that's crazy.
That's true, bro. Like your guys' points are so great in terms of like the personality of the coach needs to show through, especially when it's dealing with big personalities, because they sort of like, for example, like with coaches like Potter, it's almost like he's proving himself to the players, like I'm worthy of managing you, as opposed to like telling you, I'm the manager, like I'm the big guy here. Like you see what Ten Hag has done to Man United. He came through and said, like, I'm the boss here, the buck stops with me, I set the rules, you know. So it's sort of like the players have to prove themselves to him. And these nice coaches like your Nagelsmann, Solskjaer, they like wanna be friends with players. They like, you know, they don't want to show. Unfortunately, with coaching like a football team, you have to show that you're the boss. Unfortunately,
I'm glad.
Hmm.
I'm glad you actually used Ten Hag. He's actually the perfect example, like the most recent perfect example. That man benched the best player in the world, Ronaldo, literally proving a point. And he's like, I will win, I will lose without this guy.
Arteta, same thing with Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Arteta, same thing with Aubameyang.
That's what I think these small-time coaches, it's like they want to not rock the boat. They don't want to have their heads on the line. That like, if I lose with like putting star players on the bench, I'm losing my job. But I think when the personality of a coach like Arteta, he didn't care what he like. If he benches Ozil or Aubameyang, he might like if Arsenal loses, you wanna be upset with him and he might lose his job. I was like, I'm doing things my way. Like this is where I'm taking the team forward. Pep, when he was starting his career, the first thing he said, I'm getting rid of Ronaldinho, Deco, Eto. I'm not building around these three. I don't care if I fail. This is my principle. But Potter is like, when I make it work, let me keep the guys happy. If Sterling doesn't play, I have to play him the next game. If Modric is gonna play the next game. So it's sort of like he needs to please. It's a people-pleasing type of thing. It doesn't work when you're a coach.
I mean, another great example to use is Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe doesn't make a noise. He's not crazy, but you can see his personality. I mean, that guy benched St. Maximum, guys. Who benches your best player? He benched him. He's like, he's not performing. And that's what you need from a coach, unfortunately.
Need authority. But yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you, Gams. I think he doesn't have the personality to coach Chelsea. If I were Chelsea, I'd cut my losses now. Pay off that whatever. Here's the money. Here's the money bags. Just give a new coach enough time just to learn who he can trust. Because Chelsea are gonna have a clear out. It's clear that they're gonna have a clear out. They need the manager to be in now to know who can he trust before the start of a new season.
Who do you think, besides Thomas Tuchel, that Chelsea can go for? And that would be interested to go into Chelsea.
Coach?
I think the Brentford
manager
Thomas Coach as well, yeah. I think those are the top two for me if I'm Chelsea boss.
Poch. Hi, guys. Poch couldn't handle PSG. How is he going to handle the Chelsea mess?
No, but PSG has its own toxic thing. I mean, Mbappe is the boss of PSG, right? Like Neymar's going to be Neymar. Like, there's just like, I think most managers would struggle at PSG because if you take someone like Pep to PSG, I promise you, Pep is selling Neymar. Kind of. So you need someone who's bold enough to make a decision that big, and that management will be like, okay, yeah, you are Pep, so we trust you, kind of thing. So you can't be Poch. And Poch is good, right? But Poch hasn't won the things a Pep has won, kind of thing. So Poch couldn't. Maybe he tried. Who knows, right? So maybe Poch went there, like, guys, please sell Neymar. And they're like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. Who are you, kind of thing.
That's
so those there's levels to this game, kind of thing.
There's levels, yeah. All right, guys.
Correct.
I think we have 2 minutes now. I want us to do like a quick fire prediction of big matches that are coming up this weekend. Okay, starting with Newcastle versus Man City.
Oh,
1-1.
1-1.
A draw.
A draw.
I think Man City win it 3-1.
As long as Newcastle.
That's fine.
Hey, but Newcastle are looking a bit shaky for me. Well, they consider 2 against the champions, so they look suspect. Okay, and then what other top match is on the radar? Liverpool versus Wolves. That looks a tasty one. Dogo?
1.
Comes up.
1-0 Wolves.
Oh, okay. I guess Liverpool are having that type of season, eh? What's another tricky one? Oh, Potter boys. Chelsea versus Leeds.
Ooh.
Relegation battle.
Leeds 1-0.
I just don't see where
Chelsea at home. Yeah. Chelsea at home, just to stress.
A draw.
I think Chelsea will win 1-0. I think 1-0 Chelsea
just ne? And then the final one, the biggest one of the weekend, Liverpool versus Man United. Liverpool at home.
Rashford
I think
too.
Man United.
Yeah,
Rashford
I
too.
think 2-1.
2-1 to Man United. I think it's a draw. 1-1.
I think
I
it's
hope
2
so.
Rashford goals. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, the streak ends there. Who continues?